Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing Punk by Total Control Cornhole. Let's go ahead and dive in, break these bags down. As always, start with materials. Slow side is a carpet material. It is that herringbone carpet, the one that we all know. It's the most popular of the herringbone materials out there. It's the same slow side you find on the slow side of the swag bags, Wicked, Maniac, Brotherhood, Valor, Wingman, True Cornhole Go-To, Southwest Capo, Chief, the BG Wizard, Wizard L. I could go on and on. It's a long list of bags that use this carpet material. If you've thrown a herringbone carpet, it's probably been this material. Speed-wise, every time I review this, I talk about the speeds and how you can manipulate it, and I'll mention it again for those who maybe haven't watched one of my other reviews. I call it a 5-speed, but brand new, it's going to play 5.5, 6-speed. If you keep it clean, you wash it, you get all the dirt, the grime, the sweat out of there, you buy a fabric shaver and you shave it and keep it smooth, it'll stay kind of that 5.5, 6-speed range for most people. If you throw it outdoors, get it dirty, get that sweat, that grime, that dirt, you get it all in here, you get it roughed up, you throw it outdoors on concrete, asphalt, gravel, dirt, grass, whatever, and it gets all fuzzed up and really dirty, and you leave it that way, it becomes really slow and sticky, like a 3.5, 4-speed. Most people, if you're throwing indoors on pitch pads or clean surfaces, clean floors, it's going to play about a 5. So that's why I call it a 5-speed, but you can definitely manipulate it to play slower or faster depending on your preferences there. 5-speed on the slow side here. Fast side, this is that game changer surefire fast side. It's an 8.5 speed. It's fast. It's great for pushing those blockers up into the hole. It's great for bowling bags out of the way, dealing with congestion around the hole. So looking about a 5, 8.5 speed on these punks. Template wise, it's a medium template bag. It's got a medium amount of fill in here. So you have some flop. It is not an overly floppy bag. In fact, I would say this bag is more on the fuller side than floppy as far as the hand feel. When I grip this, my butterfly grip, I got complete control, enough fill to lock it down. The bag's not moving, so I can manipulate how the bag comes out of my hands. Now the fill in here is a mostly bead fill. I almost want to say 100%, but every now and then I find a piece that's a little bit more of a flatter piece. So I don't think it's 100% bead fill, but it's very close. It has an overwhelming majority of round beads in here. I absolutely love. I talk about fills, and I love mixed fills. Bead fill is my favorite because, one, bead fill gives the bag more hole friendliness. This is a bag for being a herringbone carpet. One of the knocks on a herringbone carpet is it's not very hole friendly. It tends to get up there and hang on the hole. With all the beads in here, this bag drips in better than probably most other herringbone carpet bags that I've thrown. And you'll see here, maybe it's hard to really tell when you're throwing, but there were bags that normally I would say on a herringbone carpet bag would hang up and not drip in. This bag was dripping in really well, and I attribute a lot of that to the bead fill. The other thing is the action, the movement, the bounce. Bead fill gives bags a lot of balance, a lot of movement, a lot of action. I love that because I'm not, like, I can throw cut shots and have no problem with them. I'm not great at the rolls and the flops. I was able to flop this bag with no problem whatsoever. So if you're beginning now, starting that shot shaping, you can definitely do it. So I love the action this bag gives you. Now on the negative side of that, what you're going to get, one, is the hand feel. If you've never thrown a mostly bead fill bag, when you grip it, it's not like flat fill compresses. You grab it, it compresses, it locks, stays in place. When you get beads, those round beads, what makes them hole friendly is the fact that they're moving. They're moving. They're not stable. They don't, flat pieces compress down and stay there. Round beads don't compress. They end up trying to get to a spot where they could settle. And so you get bags that are a little bit less stable, right? So a butterfly grip, if you butterfly grip the bag, you have a problem, because when I butterfly grip it, I can lock it down. There's nothing to move it. But if you don't butterfly grip, you're holding it, the bag's, it's tough sometimes. The fill wants to move. That's why some people don't like that. So if you haven't thrown an all bead fill, I'd recommend giving one a try just to see, but not everybody likes that. The other thing you're going to get is a little bit more of a kick. Herringbone carpet has a kick to it. That's one of the other knocks on it. And you add this bounce and action. This bag has a lot of movement to it. It's going to kick if you're not flat and you're not trying to put a tilt in the bag. It is going to kick on you. So just be aware of that. But again, those negatives are outweighed to me the positives. I talk about cornhole bags being a zero sum. So when you gain the hole friendliness and you gain the action, you got to give up something somewhere else. And that's what you're doing. You're finding that trade-off, you're finding that balance, and you're going the direction you want to be. Let's jump into playability here and talk more about this. And this is a bag, to me, this bag is designed for the dirty style play. You can get up there and run bags in the hole. You can do it well. You can have success. Most players, that's not what you're pulling this bag out for. I'm not pulling these punks out because I want to run bags in the hole. I'm pulling these punks out because I want a shot shape. This is a bag where I want to throw cuts and rolls and flops, and I want to deal with the dirty style gameplay. Maybe not play it so much myself, because I found with this bag is you can throw blockers. You've got the control herringbone. You can put blockers where you want, and you can really put them anywhere on the board. You have complete control of that, and you can do that here. The problem with this is because of the bounce and the movement collectability on this bag, you got to make sure you go to collect. I found if I tried to throw my normal throw to hit and slide up, sometimes the bag would hit and kind of bounce and skip over my blocker bag and not push it through. Makes it great if your opponent's running a blocker because you can just kind of bounce right over the bag. You don't even have to be able to be a person who throws cuts, rolls, flops. Sometimes just landing in a bag on the board, it'll just naturally hop over their bag and go in the hole, and you can just get it over their blocker without having to do anything kind of cute or fancy. But when I wanted to collect my bag, I had to find myself landing more right on my bag, right behind the bag, so it doesn't have time for the bag to bounce, hit, and it right in. Once I started doing that, I had no problem with collecting on it. But I don't think this is necessarily the best bag for the blockers. Like I said, you can do it if you want to, but I found, to me, this is a bag better suited when you're playing against an opponent who throws blockers and plays their style game, and you want a bag that gives you the ability to get around or over their bags and leave their blockers here. That's where this punk shines. The shot shape, that's right, the cuts, the rolls, and flops. This is a phenomenal bag for that. And even if you're beginning, if you're just starting out and you want to start learning to throw cuts or rolls or flops, pick up some of these punks. It's a great bag to learn on. It's going to give you that positive feedback. It's going to give you confidence because it's going to be easier to do that. And then as you get better and better, you can make those more aggressive, more harsher cuts. You can make those more advanced rolls, the longer rolls, the flops. You can have tendency. Like I said, I was able to throw flops with this bag, and I'm still trying to learn to do that. I can't roll. I've just given up on the roll. I can throw a flop. I'm working on that flop, but I'm not good at it. But with this bag, I could pretty much get it to do it whenever I wanted to, which is pretty impressive because that's not something I do very well. So if I can do it, anybody out there can do it. Right? I'm at the beginner skill level on that flop side or the roll side. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. Cuts, I was going to make some really aggressive cuts. You'll see here when I stage my blockers there, I was able to go around bags and make some pretty good turns on there. So definitely a bag better suited for going around or over bags, and that's where I think it really stands out in the dirty style gameplay when you're playing against a dirty style opponent. But you do have the speed on the fast side that if you do leave bags up there, you can come through and clean them up. You can push through. You can push a blocker, level 3, level 4 blocker, push it all the way into the hole. If you got multiple bags, you can collect them. So you've got enough speed in this fast side to push through and take as many bags as you need to, which means, if your opponent's playing dirty and you want to throw some bags up there with them and just create a pile of bags around the hole, fourth bag, flip it over, go fast side, blow that pile up and take your bags in. You can do that. These bags do fold up enough that I didn't have a problem with them clogging up the hole. Even when I was trying to push through multiple bags, I had no problem with them just dripping in the hole really well. So definitely a bag that you can play that congestion, that chaos around the hole, and then clean it up at the end. You'll have a lot of success with it. So it's a fun bag to throw. I really enjoy it. I love throwing bags like this because it gives you options. It gives you ways to do things that you may not normally do with other bags. So I had a blast on it. If you've never thrown a bag that has mostly bead fill, I would recommend picking up some of these punks and giving it a try. You might find that you fall in love with this, and that's the only type of bag you want to throw. It leads me to availability and Total Control Cornhole. I reached out to the owner, and they're working on a Facebook or a website. Hopefully, be up soon. They don't have it yet, but you reach out through their Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description to their Facebook page. Reach out to them, send them a message if you're interested in picking up a set of bags. If you do, the bags are $70 for a set. It's $10 shipping, so $80 shipped to you, which is kind of that mid-price point. High quality bags. I have no issue. I have several sets of bags from them. I'll be getting a few more reviews out over the next few weeks. You'll see some different style bags, but all their bags, great qualities. I have no issues with them at that price point. They're well worth it. I think you're gonna love them. I love these punks, and if you're a fan of bead fill, you're going to have a blast on these. If you've thrown the punks, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. I love hearing your opinions on what you think about the bags. As always, I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.